Hey, how are you today? Well, I was afraid I fell asleep in my last video, but I did not. I drifted in between videos because I worked graveyard shift last night. So, anyway, um, I don't know what I'm talking about this. Just what I do. I meandered away. Let's talk about Kyle Kulinski and talk about the year he's had. 2021 seemed very positive in the very beginning for him. So he continues to have his show. He's close to 1 million subscribers. He's kind of lagging at 972,000 currently. And I think he's going to get 1 million subscribers sometime next year. Maybe at the end of this year. And who knows? But Kyle Kulinski, he started his program in 2008, and he's one of the most successful online left wing YouTube commentators around right now. He and Krystal from The Hill decided to create a program called Krystal, Kyle, and Friends, which is a very good program. I urge each and every one of you to subscribe to it on, I believe, on Substack, and subscribe to it on YouTube because they'll play some clips occasionally and all that. Very good round guest that comes on the program and everything. Um, so he's been working with Krystal for quite a while, and I've noticed a soft distancing. Even sometime even last year, I've noticed a soft distancing from the Young Turks. Secular Talk was it's been with the Young Turks, I'm guessing like 2012, 2013, something like that. And it's no longer affiliated with the Young Turks as of this past summer. I believe sometime in June or July or something, it finally parted ways. And there's other programs that parted ways with the Young Turks that were affiliated with the Young Turks. David Packman was affiliated. He's on his own. Jimmy Dore was affiliated. He's on his own. Sam Zeters from Majority Report was affiliated. He's on his own. And, and thing about it is that I was a big fan of the Young Turks too, but that's not so much the case these days. But I have always referred to Secular Talk, the Kyle Kulinski show, as the gold standard of the online left, in my opinion. I consider it the gold standard. Um, and because he explains social democracy or socialism in a way that I think is palatable and reaches out to people effectively. He's also an old time civil libertarian, meaning that he is what a lot of left wing people kind of used to be before this SJW mentality started to take over the left in the last few years. He's still kind of he's a millennial, but he sort of I consider him more of, and this is just my take, he's more of a Generation X leftist. Now, what I like to call, even though he was too young when Reagan was president, I would say that he is a leftist. He's a Reagan era anti-Reagan leftist, a left-wing critic of Ronald Reagan from the actual Ronald Reagan era. I think he sort of mimics that. He's always doing the anti-war and pro-peace commentaries, which I also like, and the fact that he was a staunch Bernie Sanders supporter in 2016 and 2020, and more or less remains solidly so. Um, he, when it comes to the online left, he was like the poster child of what a Bernie bro is. Um, and I think that I consider the post Bernie Bro era left that are still of that mindset. I consider them dirtbag leftists, and I say that in a complimentary way. And I consider Kyle Kulinski a dirtbag leftist. So there you have it. But this past summer there was the online feud of the left. Hold on a second here. I meant to do that earlier. There we go. There was the online left feud that's been going on for quite some time, and it kind of reared its ugly head, starting with the meltdown Anna Kasparian had on the Young Turks over Aaron Matei, and she and Shank Ugert just did their thing, and it was just an ugly display of what happened. Well, Jimmy Dore and also got pulled into this, and Max Blumenthal from the Gray Zone also got pulled into this, and Glenn Greenwald and Fiorella Isabel was even pulled into this. It was just a big old clusterfuck, and Kyle Kulinski was pulled into the middle of this, and it caused such havoc that was going on. This feud between Jimmy Dore and the Young Turks, driving Kyle Kulinski to try to pick a side, and he did not want to get involved with this crap, and he got pulled in there, and it cost him permanent damage relations with Shank Ugert and Anna Kasparian, who I don't know any of these people personally, but he was friends with Shank Ugert and Anna Kasparian. He was also friends with Jimmy Dore. And now it appears like he's not friends with any of them. And so there you have it. The online left had a big drama fest that goes on. Well, thing about it is that it is what it is, and so you could now. It seems to be three camps of the online left now these days, and Hardlands Media were talking about this a couple of months ago, and you got the TYT left, you got the Jimmy Dore left, and you got the Kyle Kulinski left, and they said, and I kind of agree with what they were saying on Hardlands Media, that actually might be a disguised blessing, because you have three kind of all three factions of this online left are kind of more or less on the same side on most issues, but you kind of need to have takes and things like that I think is kind of healthy for the movement too. So in spite of all the negativity, I think that there is a healthy outcome that we're not fully realizing that could take place. But anyway, just an observation on my part on that regard. Now, Bernie Sanders, getting back to Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 2020, Kyle Kulinski was a strong supporter of Bernie Sanders, almost a media unofficial campaign surrogate. And Bernie Sanders had many supporters on the online left. I mean, in 2016, especially in 2016, there was a split a little bit on the online left in 2020. With the Young Turks, lukewarm support for Bernie, but they were hinting that they liked Elizabeth Warren. And then you had Jimmy Dore, and you had Nico House, and a few others that have taken a pro-Tulsi Gabbard approach, while Kyle Kulinski was largely pro-Bernie Sanders. There was also sympathies that he had initially for Elizabeth Warren, but Elizabeth Warren decided she was going to try to be more of a corporate Democrat instead of a progressive Democrat. You had Andrew Yang and Marilyn Williamson, who also had their takes, and they were rigged, just as Tulsi Gabbard was rigged, just as Bernie Sanders was rigged, and Kyle Kulinski was able to call on that because it was the damn truth. And, the 2020 election happened. Donald Trump got defeated and Joe Biden became president. Now, Kyle Kulinski was burning a bus in 2016, and he was burning a bus again in 2020. Um, and he did say that when Joe Biden gets sworn in, probably do some positive things in the very beginning and then regurgitate to being an establishment Democrat. And while that is largely still true, um, the war in Afghanistan came to an end. And Kyle Kulinski's foreign policy is non-interventionism. Um, and the thing about it is, Kyle Kulinski would be correct that the non-interventionism was a positive thing, and he gave Joe Biden proper credit, and proper credit is due to Joe Biden. The only thing that concerns me about that is that Kyle Kulinski has praised Joe Biden maybe more than I am kind of comfortable with. And he's hinted that he will become a Biden bro. And I think he said that jokingly, but sometimes I do wonder. Um, I will say objectively, do I think that Joe Biden is he better than the Barack Obama presidency of the 2 terms that Barack Obama was president, or the 2 terms of Bill Clinton? Would I classify Joe Biden better than Obama and Bill Clinton? Absolutely. But it's a very low bar. It really is a low bar because being on policy levels, being marginally better is not really earth-shatteringly improvement. Just it's not. So, but the thing about it is, I like his takes on most issues, and he still has those takes. I like the sarcasm against the establishment. The fake aristocratic voice cracks me up every time. That the cynicism, and the kind of he still maintain a sense of independence that seems to be lacking even among some of the other online leftists that kind of play for a team, whether it's the Young Turks, who are cheerleaders for the Democratic Party, or whether it's Jimmy Dore, who's a cheerleader for the Movement for a People's Party. And Kyle Kulinski, while his approach is a little more geared toward the Democratic Party, probably more geared than I would like it to be, he's got a good head on his shoulder, and he knows about what realistic paths there is to go and get to where you need to go. I personally do not think that the Democratic Party will end up being the vehicle that's going to carry us where we need to go. But at the same time, we need those Democrats who are fighting the good fight inside the Democratic Party to coalesce into something that's outside of the Democratic Party that can be a viable movement. Now, would it be the People's Party? I have my issues with the People's Party. I'm not opposed to the People's Party. I wish them well. I just going to say that as a 52-year-old man who's kept in touch with politics all these years, I have seen many, many political movements come and go. And I'm going to go with my voting life and my life as a voter. In 1988, I voted for Michael Dukakis. Lenora Fulani, who was the New Alliance Party presidential candidate, her party got on the ballot in all 50 states. The New Alliance Party was a progressive third party. They were a little bit flaky. They got a flaky history, but they had more good takes than they did bad takes. That party pretty much collapsed by the early 1990s. Then there was the Labor Party. I love the name. It came into being in the early 1990s, and sometime during the Bush presidency, they kind of dissolved. There's like one state chapter, I think it's in South Carolina, and they actually do have ballot access in South Carolina. But otherwise, the Labor Party is pretty much no longer a thing. And they were the flavor of the month in the mid to late 1990s. I was a dues paying member for a while. The New Party was a thing for a while. In the early to mid 1990s, they were making inroads by working inside the Democratic Party, also to take it over from within and fight from within, and they had some victories. But at the end of the day, they became the Working Families Party, and they're on the ballot in a handful of states. And while their politics is generally good, they end up getting very, very comfortable being junior Democrats. Let's see what else. The Green Party. I think that the Green Party is if there is a political party that's going to supplant the Democratic Party, even on a modest level, it'll be the Green Party. And they have their problems, but they are probably the closest thing to a functioning movement that's viable of all the left wing third parties that exist out there. Oh, and let me give an honorable mention to the Socialist Party USA, because I was involved with the Socialist Party USA, and I actually worked on several of their presidential campaigns and all of that, and then work on a statewide level here in North Carolina for many years, and has its rewards and all of that. So, but there was a lot of sectarian fighting from within, and I just got burnt out on it over the years. But the point I'm trying to make is I have seen third parties come and go, and I see the People's Party, and I wish them well, but at the same time, I just don't see where they're. I don't see where they're. Where I just don't see them being a thing in 5 years. And I'm not saying that. I'm not shitting on them. I mean, I read about them. I like what I heard. I even did a commentary praising them last year. But I have my doubts, and if I'm proven wrong, I want to be proven wrong. So there you have it. Well, Kyle Kulinski, and I'm getting all over the place talking about third parties, but Kyle Kulinski thinks that the Democratic Party is the viable vehicle at the moment. And who's to say what the future is going to bring? Because I think that the two-party system's not going to last forever. I think at some point, I think the Republican Party will collapse before the Democratic Party. They will, because of aging demographics and the fact that Donald Trump is such a toxic figure. So the Republican Party is going to fracture, and it's something I quite welcome. But I will also want to see the Democratic Party fracture, because if you want to compare the Democratic Party to political parties in the UK, I'm not going to go as far as say the Conservative Party, but I'm going to say that the Democratic Party here in the United States would fit into three political parties in the UK. They would fit into the British Labour Party, and that would be a small faction of the squad. People like Bernie Sanders, people, and maybe, again, if I want to stretch it, Elizabeth Warren. They would fit into something like the British Labour Party in the UK. Even though they're a smaller party in the UK, someone like a Joe Biden, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, all those folks, they would fit inside of the Liberal Democrat Party in the UK. And let me tell you, Progressive Voice once made a remark about the Liberal Democrat Party in the UK, and he said they're the most useless political party in that country. And yeah, he's correct. They serve no purpose. And then there's another faction, the Green Party of England and Wales. There's a faction of the Democratic Party that will fit very well into that. So, yeah, the Democratic Party of the United States would fit ideologically within the Green Party of England and Wales, the British Labour Party, and certain sections of the Liberal Democrat Party over there in the UK. And so, yeah, I welcome the Democratic Party fracturing too. And I know I'm talking about political parties fracturing when this commentary is about Kyle Kulinski. So I'm a little long winded, and I haven't had a lot of sleep. So that explains that. But the point I'm trying to make is with the withdrawal from Afghanistan, Kyle Kulinski is really liking Joe Biden a lot lately. He's been praising Joe Biden. And I have kind of give some thumbs up to Joe Biden too lately, but I will not vote for Joe Biden in 2024 if he's the nominee in 2024 running for re-election. I'm going to do what I've done all my life and vote third party for president. Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, it is true that Joe Biden's pullout of Afghanistan was a success. Do not believe what the mainstream media says. It was a success. Over 100,000 people were quickly evacuated from that area, and $300 million daily is being saved right now. Republicans wants to talk about paying off this debt. Well, you know what? If you want to pay the bills, support this pullout from Afghanistan because that's saving the United States money right now. So anyway, as I said, I'm a little worried that Kyle Kulinski could become a Biden bro, but at the same time, I hope not, because that would kind of disappoint me. Because Kyle Kulinski influenced me to do this program here, and there you have it. So anyway, if you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree, well, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. That's First Amendment absolutist. It's my duty to inform you, to create your own platform and utilize it because we're the muckrakers of our time. Feel free to also subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you get hard-hitting commentary by yours truly. I am American Social Democracy, Peace, and Class Struggle.